to come and talk to you guys today about reasons why women don't go natural. So I made a list of 10 reasons, well really 11, but we'll say 10 for now. I made a list of 10 reasons why women say they can't go natural. And one of the reasons kind of is an explanation for all of the others. So the number one reason, which is the explanation, is lack of knowledge and lack of exposure. There's no such thing as bad hair. There's no such thing as bad hair. There is no such thing as bad hair. Okay? Hair is hair is hair is hair. People have different hair textures and they require different hair care methods. But there's no such thing as bad hair. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I asked her if she had a son, would she let her son have hair or would she cut it? And she said it depends on the grade of hair. Okay, whatever. She said if he has bad hair, that kind of hair that gets really, really matted in the morning and you can't get a comb through it, no, he can't keep his hair. Again, lack of knowledge and lack of exposure. If you've never been exposed to proper hair care methods for bad hair, hair that you can't comb, of course you're going to think that there's such thing as good hair and bad hair because one hair type has qualities and characteristics that make it easier to comb in ways that we are used to combing hair. We're used to combing hair with a fine-tooth comb from root to tip. When you tell people, well, you can't comb that kind of hair dry, you have to have conditioner in it, you have to use a wide tooth comb, you have to start from your ends and work your way up to your roots, that's the exact opposite of everything that they've been taught about hair care. So the lack of knowledge and lack of exposure makes that reason seem legitimate, thinking that there is such a thing as bad hair because you can't treat it the same way you can treat other hair. That's just not the case. Okay, I have two friends that I can think of off the top of my head that have told me specifically this reason for not going natural. Both of them said, well, going natural can break your hair off, and I have pretty healthy hair, relaxed, I don't want to do that. Again, this is a direct result of lack of knowledge and lack of exposure. The reason why a lot of women think that going natural will break your hair off is because they go into it blind. They go into it without educating themselves about different hair care methods and what your hair actually needs. As black women, there's a lot of misinformation out there given to us from a very young age about hair care. The number one thing that I can think of being that you're not supposed to get your hair wet. That is absolutely detrimental to the health of your hair. Hair, whether it is relaxed or natural, absolutely loves water. Water is the best moisturizer for hair, period. Water. Because our hair is 30% water on its own. Its chemical makeup is water. And daily styling, brushing, combing, flat ironing, blow drying, any type of daily maintenance is damaging to your hair. That's actually considered weathering, but that's a different topic. And your hair tends to lose things that it needs to stay strong. One of those things is protein, the other one is moisture. Water equals moisture, period. So when you go natural and you're not moisturizing your hair properly, there's this thing called the line of demarcation. Both of my friends who gave me this reason had no idea what this was, which is why I say you have to arm yourself with knowledge before you decide to go natural. Green finger, relaxed hair. Blue finger, natural hair. When you transition and they meet, where my nails are touching is the line of demarcation. That is the absolute weakest part of your hair at any given time during your transition. No matter what, it is absolutely the weakest part. And if you're going into your transition without proper moisturizing, your hair is automatically going to snap off at that point. And you'll be left with the good hair. Well, I don't want to say good hair, but you'll be left with the natural hair and your relaxed ends will be gone. That's very, very difficult to avoid. It's a natural part of transitioning. You can combat it and minimize it through proper moisturizing, but it's going to happen. Whether it happens to a extreme rate, if it happens a lot, versus whether it only happens a little bit. Some of your hair is going to break off because that line of demarcation is very, very, very weak. You've got chemically processed, altered, weaker hair on this end versus hair that has all of its natural bonds. And where they meet, it's just a weak point. That's why a lot of women think that going natural breaks your hair off. Going natural isn't what breaks your hair off. It's that line of demarcation and improper moisturizing that will allow your hair to be more susceptible to that breakage. All I can really say to that is, if that's your preference, I respect that. If you prefer the look of straight hair or texturized or whatever hair, that is your preference. But I ask you to examine your reasons behind that. Again, lack of knowledge, lack of exposure. This one more so goes to lack of exposure. If you think about the fact that we live in a Eurocentric society where the media and pretty much everything you see on a day-to-day basis is controlled by people who don't look like us. If marketing companies, advertising companies, the news stations, magazines, if all of that is controlled by people who don't look like us and don't have hair like this, obviously the image that we're most likely going to see is one of a Eurocentric nature. We're more likely to see the white look glorified and presented as beautiful than we are likely to see an Afrocentric look glorified and presented as beautiful. So I'll admit, I definitely do believe long hair, straight hair, any hair like Eurocentric hair, it's definitely beautiful. It really is. But it's beautiful in a different way than natural African American hair is. It really is. It's a different kind of beauty. And if you think about the fact that that's all the images you see, even black celebrities, how many very popular black celebrities actually wear their natural hair? I just want you all to think about that. If that is your preference, fine. Just think about why is that your preference. If you were more exposed to natural black hair and told it was beautiful and taught how to properly take care of it, maybe you would think that your natural hair actually flatters you. Maybe you would think the way God designed you didn't need to be altered. This reason is understandable to me, but I don't think there's any good reason not to go natural, but this reason is also really annoying to me. But I understand it. When you are so concerned about what other people think of your hair, other people being your employer, your friends, your family, your significant other, people on the street, if you're so concerned about what other people think about your hair, again, I ask you to examine that. Examine why you think the opinions and views of others are more important than your own. That's really what it boils down to. If that's your main reason for saying, I don't want to go natural because my boyfriend won't think I'm sexy anymore, why do you want to be with a guy who would be completely turned off to you because you're wearing your hair the way God designed it? Even if you're not a Christian, why would you want to be with a guy who is turned off for wearing your hair the way your genetics determine it's supposed to be? And especially with family, like if your mom is telling you, don't go natural, that's not going to look right, well, mom, you gave me the hair I have. If you've been getting relaxer since a young age and you never had to manage your hair on your own when it was natural to begin with, how can you use the argument that relaxed hair is easier to take care of? If you've never had to actually manage and maintain your natural hair, you don't know which one is easier, honestly. And I can say from my own personal experience, after going natural and finding a regimen that works for my hair, it is quicker styling my hair, it is easier doing my hair, and my hair is healthier for it. I spend less time on my hair, and I make informed decisions based on for what I do to my hair. I don't just go to a beauty supply store and buy a product because it says it's going to make my hair grow. I actually read the ingredients and say, okay, well, this ingredient is bad for me, or this ingredient is good for me. I actually have the knowledge behind hair to make informed decisions about what I'm doing to my hair. So saying relaxed hair is easier to me is not a very good excuse or reason per se, because again, lack of knowledge, lack of exposure. If you have never been exposed to your own natural hair, or if you did have natural hair up until you were in your teen years or whatever, but you weren't taking care of it, someone else was doing your hair for you, like a parent, grandparent, whatever, and you never had to deal with it on your own, again, that point is moot. You can't say relaxed hair is easier if you've never experienced both of them.